you right now and tell you a couple things. Canada should back its currency in gold and every other currency in a commodity. Not only would it bypass the digital slavery system they have planned for us that will see them deny a purchase at their flippin' will. I'm a victim of this. It would and back every other currency with a commodity. It would give such thing as salt or potash or nickel or copper value and be able to be tradable in a barter system. So imagine if your toonie was actually worth like $800 to $1,000. Imagine your buying power in other countries. Imagine how little you'll pay at the grocery store. We can make gold coins that are like itty bitty teeny meeny. That like would be perfect. We can do this by what we have in the ground. Not only would it save our country and every other country in the world from bankruptcy. Don't get me started, Canada. But it would make Canada the richest, most powerful, and kindest nation in the world. Because Canada, you have to think about this real fast and real easy. We are the smallest population on the biggest plot of land that is untouched, basically, because we don't produce anything. Oh, shiny, whitey, McTidy, tidy. No, we don't. We have not harvested nearly any of our commodities. And we are so commodities rich, we can control the price of oil because we have the third largest reserves in the world, I've heard. Holy shite, man. And imagine if salt was valuable, so you can trade like this amount of salt for that amount of gold or this amount of potash for blah, 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 and it would become a better system. It would remain a material-based system, which would allow you to remain and have your buying power, okay? Freedom of buying power, sorry. Not only because your parents tricked you into signing the birth certificate, and your parents into signing the birth certificate, you are made a share of the Corporation of Canada and thus liable for the debt that your government and your country incurs. And Ontario is in about 4 years ago, $350 billion worth of debt. Do you not understand for a shining second that we could be the Greece of fucking North America that brings it down? When we go bankrupt, they will take everything. They will take anything the government paid for and anything you can't afford to pay for. They will leave us without heat. They will leave us without water, and they will leave us destitute to freeze our asses off. Okay? So like, girl, and then not to mention, okay, what do you think malls will be when the economy crashes and we can't buy anything? They will be detainment and concentration camps. Look at the construction. It is blocking every major intersection. Look at Yonge Bloor. The fences from the pedestrians are higher than the fences from the cars. Look at Queen and Yonge. Those fences are so high you can even jump to hit the top of them. All they need to do is herd you into the concentration camp and torture you senseless, rob you of your children, and fuck them until they're dead. That is what's planned for us because we have destroyed our future so much, and I mean like so much. Okay, every day we rape our children. At school, at daycare, at home, and we sell them. We terrorize them. It is child sex terrorism. We have a major problem, Canada. Not only do we have a problem, but we have a threat. Because our currency is not backed by anything but us. It's only backed by us with our lives, BTW. When we go belly up, because we have no reins on our government, we are blinded and deceived by our own wealth and privilege. Okay? Where was I going with this? So I said all of this just now live, so I'm going back again. Not only is this place headed for some serious problems, okay? There's even a blockade at Queen's Park. What do they not want you getting into? Queen's Park. Oh, geez, I wonder why. All the corporations, the government, and the NGOs are against you. They have been subverted. They have an opposite meaning to where they don't help you. The whole point of the Canadian system is to literally enslave you and keep you where you are, not elevate you out of poverty. ODSP is a trap, but it actually is the only thing that keeps this Ontario economy afloat because it's enough of a cash injection that guess what? It keeps it functioning. If you are not a man, if you rape, torture, burn, beat, and do absolutely anything to harm a child or slave, Canada, we have slavery. It is slavery. Us and the actual chained up, barred up slaves, and the children who suffer. It's not about me. It's not about me. It is about the children that suffer, God and our divinity, and what is right. Not only have I fought tooth and nail for you, your family, my family, your children, and the slaves, but Canada, I can't do this alone. Not only have we fought for your families, we can't do this alone. We need so much. And we need to end this terrorism. We do. We need to finish it, and we need to either reform it or completely inverse its intentions from negative to positive and start acting like it. The first thing we need to do is all minimum wage employees to $35 an hour employees go on strike. Part-time, seasonal workers, foreign workers, everyone. Shut down the country. Okay, let's just say shut down the country. You have guns held to your head, or which will start a revolution, or you have everything you want within 2 days, maybe 3. Okay, it'll be like done. You shut down the country. You'd be the biggest union. You could also unionize in the new union, which only has like 1% union fee and actually does something instead of charge you and do nothing but abandon you. We would take back our country. Then you stop paying your mortgage, taxes, credit cards, debt, student loans, rent, everything. Deprive them of the chains that keep you enslaved. Deprive them of the chains that keep you enslaved, folks. I have to tell you. Once you start doing that, you will remove yourself from all of the torture that the debt-based system will bring upon you. Number 3, move money around. Divest from Fortune 500 companies and big Canadian corporations and big global conglomerates. Shut them down. Start investing in small mom and pop, Canadian-owned food and tech companies. Don't protest. Move your money from cooperative banks move your money from commercial banks to cooperative banks. Want to know why? Because at the end of the year, if there's like 13 million, 15 million bank account holders, and the bank makes $9 trillion, let's say, you get a big fat paycheck like dividends. Exactly what they would pay to their stockholders, but pay to you. Oh, shite. And we can remove banks' operating licenses because they rob you. They siphon off money from you and they rob you. They do. Look at your bank account. Why it's so low? Not only is everything costing more, which by backing your currency would reverse inflation. It really would. It really, really would. Okay, it would make our money actually valuable because the only thing valuable is a change in your pocket. Yes, the only thing valuable is a change in your pocket because it's material. The cash, the plastic, no, absolutely vile. The plastic worth nothing. Our government is going to sell you out. And again, when we go bankrupt, everything the government paid for is going to be gone. We will be left without heat, water, destitute, and freeze to death. Sorry, folks. That is our fate. If we do not act, look at the construction. You can't tell me that something is not afoot. You are not a man if you rape a child. Men act with integrity, respect others and themselves. Show mercy, and I would show a lot of mercy, because the more you do for these slaves, the more God will reward you. And I don't mean the God in the evil sense of the word like you think God is bad. I mean God, the creative force, the divine force that created us in their image with magical gifts. You are magical because you are God in your own right, because you are created in God's image, not the religious God. No. That's been used to control. This God loves you, meets you where you're at, and loves you regardless because they know your entire life story from the concept in their whatever brain, entity. This is about the children and the souls that suffer, because when I mean they get boinked at school, if your child comes home very tired from school, they are being boinked all day, terrorized. I met one mom who literally said there was a clump of hair missing from her child's head, and the teacher couldn't explain it. Yeah, that's scary, a little bit. And not only could the teacher not explain it, I said, I think I know what's going on, just kind of hinted at it, and her eyes went wide. If you are a parent, please understand that we are destroying, we are raping, torturing, terrorizing our future. We are. That's why there's no future in front of us. Does it look like there's a future for us? Everyone hates themselves. Everyone's miserable. Everyone's angry. Everyone's depressed. They want us like that. Not only does its direct energy weapons have the power to control you, direct energy weapons, V2K, you would think it was a conspiracy theory. But let me assure you, this technology is alive and well, okay? It is so vile and so vicious that they could make you crazy in a fucking second. Because when you go to the doctor and say, I'm hearing voices, or like, I feel stressed, they tell you you're sick, you believe you're sick, and then you become disabled because you believe you're sick. So you manifest this. This is why half the shit that the doctors tell you is a lie most of the time. And the third leading cause of death in the United States and probably Canada is doctor misdiagnosis. The medical system is nothing but pharmakeia sorcery, and Mount Sinai Hospital in Toronto is pharmakeia sorcery to the max. It is a slavery complex that experiments on the Canadian people and has all the power to save every person that comes into that facility, but doesn't. Yeah. And it's the whole network. All the Mount Sinai's are like this. They enslave folks. Not only is our currency backed by the slaves, all countries now have enough slaves, and probably more than, and some more than Canada maybe, which is making our currency less valued. Not only that, but because we are just printing money to pay off our debt, and we're only paying minimum payments, we're not actually paying off our debt. We're not paying minimum payments, paying off our debt. Our value is becoming less and less valuable because it's backed by nothing. Okay? Your prosperity, Canada, our prosperity is leaving us. We are becoming a poor country. There's nothing in the cupboards. Our government is child sex trafficking frontmen. That's why when Christina Freeland's head moves, she's telling where all the sex trafficking is going to be and yada, yada, yada. She's giving the nonverbal communication. Not only is nonverbal communication absolutely the most stupidest thing you could do, it removes the power of your voice box. You know the law that says nothing can come out of nothing? Well, your voice box proves that wrong. Why? Because we know that air does this and this closes and that opens and blah, 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 blah. But we do not know how our voice is created. Your voice is so powerful. It has the power to take down empires by the power of your voice. And I think Gandhi proved it. By the power of your voice and action. Because with prayer and no action, it is just prayer. With prayer and action, the sea will part. And when I say free God's people, free the slaves, they need water, they need food, they need access to medical care. They need access to medical care. They need access to water. They need food. They need medical care. They need to stop being tortured, stop being abused, stop being beaten, and stop being cut open and experimented on. They need and we need a new system. Our systems are broken. They're meant to smother us in hardships. If you think you are saved because you are a scammer, identity thief, and or a sex trafficking terrorist, you are not, and that's a fake sense of safety because it is the entire population that will go down for what we are doing. It will be our karmatic payback for destroying our future for so long. And I mean, when the $12 billion got borrowed to pay for transit across the country, not only does that only enhance the child sex terrorism industry, it is taking your money and paying for the enslavement of children mostly. And the problem is, people, it is not me that is a problem. It is the child sex slavery industry because it is so unsustainable. We can't kill billions of babies per year and eat them like useless food eaters. Ah! Our bananas, our kiwis, our vegetables, our meats, everything is made out of dead people. We barely buy anything from the global market. Yeah, they fucked them in trees. Our trees are made to torture people. Look at the parts and just put yourself in one of their positions. They get tied up and boinked to death. And if you have the video of me showing you what happens on a TTC bus on the bike racks, you post that shite because that is the truth. They brutalize people on our transit. Our transit is built to transport and harbor slaves. Not only does it do shiny things with electricity, not only do we have electrical portals, we ourselves are magnetic. we ourselves have a positive and negative charge that they can pulse electricity through and radiation, because frequencies are the only thing that you accept without your consent. Your brain emits and takes in frequencies without your consent. That's why the V2K technology and the direct energy weapons have the power to control you, have the power to make fifth generation warfare. It's the war on the mind, and we don't even know what's happening. Holy shit, don't know. What will save us is the population moving money around, shopping and eating local, and I mean mom and pop shops. Disbanding all of the merchants of the earth immediately because they are evil, or forcing them to use their good formulas that actually fuel us and make us better, because every corporation has the stuff that hurts you, like our medical, our beauty products, our toothpastes, all that can be made that it won't hurt you and be made good for you, that you feel good. Yeah, but we have only allowed them to hurt us. We have allowed them by our inaction and our accepting of absolute garbage. The government, corporations, and a lot of the people are against each other. We are selling ourselves out for $50, $60, maybe $5 sometimes, when we really need to be banding together and standing up for the souls that suffer, standing up for our divinity, and standing up for what's right. Because I hear the sounds of tortured children every fucking day. And it is so sad and disheartening and hurtful to me. Imagine what the poor children that are crying, begging them to stop. I was at Queen's Park, and this child all of a sudden started crying. I turned around and said, "You better show mercy, sir, you fucking terrorist." Not only did he come up and try to punch me in the face later, he tried to destroy my tent, and he threatened me, and all that jazz. Because I am right. We are right. I'm right about probably 100% of what I say, and I am definitely onto something, because I'm the most oppressed person in the world, and I will continue fighting every day for you, your family, and every slave there is needs to be saved. We need to accept them into our country, into our hearts, all the slaves globally. Then we would have the biggest consumer-based economy. We could manufacture, we could harvest our raw materials, manufacture it, and sell it to the world at 10 times the price. Okay? We could give a basic income of $10,000 a month, with our currency being so valued, and us being so prosperous, okay, that we would not only save ourselves by backing our economy in gold and our currency in gold, but we'd be saving every other country from bankruptcy, because we would give their economy value and their money value. We would be the most loved country in the world, because Dundas Square is called Times Square, and it's where the world's children come to die, where the world's international children come to be slaughtered like animals, and where the animals of the globe come to be slaughtered like animals, and then fed to us in our food. Like the Oinkin Center is an oinkin foinkin mess. Okay, they boink babies in there like nothing, like butter. Then they feed it to you. You think butter's real? Guess again. Garlic can be made fake. Guess again. That's also true. Yogurt will be made out of slaves. We have so many dead bodies that we can produce every single thing we eat. Isn't that sad? Isn't that scary? And most of these terrorists, most of these men, if you think your husband's cheating on you in any capacity, or your boyfriend, he's cheating on you with slaves. And most of them, children or babies or puppies or animals. Because animals get the worst torture. They get even worse than babies. They get even worse than humans. They get the worst of these men. Our husbands, our friends, our men are terrorists. And most of the women who pretend to be women, who are men, and who are scammers, because do you know why the Canadian population is so old? Because all the old people get sold into slavery, get replaced by these scammers, your family falls apart, and they live off the money. It happened to my family. And I don't know what to do about it, because the police seemingly have lost their function. To me, I could be wrong. Don't get me wrong. I don't know everything. I'm not that smart. I'm not that capable. And I'm just one person. I love this world, and I love being who I am, and I love this country. I have patriotism. Patriotism. Canada was so great before sex trafficking took it over. Was so prosperous, was so beautiful. But now it is a horrible ghetto place to live. Because most of these immigrants come to find out that Canada is not the dream it was sold to be. Because everything's expensive, education costs a lot, and they are still on the bottom of the totem pole until they replace you and become a white person. And then they think they can do whatever they want. They have their own schedule, which is why Monday mornings, it's not even busy anymore. Or like at 11:30 in the afternoon, there's nobody on transit. That scared me. I was like, what, did everyone get eaten alive by aliens? Ah! I tell you, Canada and the world, if your country can back their currency in gold or silver or bronze or some sort of commodity, do it now. Because we are all planned. Because not only is our planet as big as Jupiter, we could be Jupiter in the solar system. We are separated into I call them dimoniums. That's a Futurama reference. And we're separated into dimoniums sections, okay? And that's not me being an Illuminatiist. That's them trying to make you think it's me being an Illuminatiist, okay? That is a lie. I do not work for the Illuminati. I hate the Illuminati and I hate the elites and I want them absolutely kicked off this fucking planet. We need galactic and we need some galactic laws to step in here because we need help. We have a slavery problem and we are going to become the slaves of the future. All of us. Not only will we be killed or we will be brought into slavery, we will be done for. Because what we have done is destroyed our future in every capacity, way, shape, and form. And once you destroy your future, that's why you don't see a future. That's why the world's going to hell. Because sex trafficking, child sex terrorism runs this dimonium and other dimoniums too. That's flat Earth theory. That's a conspiracy theory that needs just a little bit of like looking at. Hillary said it. We can't break through this wall because it's alien technology. Okay, we are a huge planet. We've just had an alien takeover a long time ago, and they've taught us everything we need to know. And they've taught each demonium similar things, but with different names, different words that like don't connect as much, and kept us all even. Yes, that's weird. I know, and that sounds a little delusional, but you have to bear with me on this one. It's very logical. What else? Oh, yeah, if you don't want to become a master builder and become the true essence and live your purpose, because you are alive for a reason. You are alive because you have something to add to this war. We are fighting a war for you. We are working our butts off to save you from your fate because you have been deceived by evil. I don't think I've been deceived that much by evil, but I could be lying to myself. But I'm not fat, so maybe not. I don't know. Don't ask me. These are what I think. These are what I think. I think we need to act on the best behalves of the slaves. Show mercy always. Inverse the sex trafficking's purpose from negative to positive. So instead of destruction, loving, uniqueness, enhancement. We educate them with 3 square meals a day plus snacks. Sorry, we feed them 3 square meals a day plus snacks. Educate them with techniques from DBT, CBT, and ACT, emotional regulation, distress tolerance, and teach them how to manage their emotions and also teach them what they need to know in this world. Okay? Then you educate and you have access to services. Medical care, dental, vision care, yada, 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 etc. Then what you do is you invest in infrastructure so you can house everyone, and you create the new normal without torture and sacrifices. Because once you deny the power or the sacrifice of a child to a demon, give that person so much power, that needs to be taken away. Torture, like beating, burning cigarettes, cutting them open, yada, 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 needs to go. Okay? Needs to go. It just needs to stop. I would like to see a reform of this industry, an intention switch, and within 20 years, you'd have the first generation of new humans, of new, loving, capable, programmed to completely change the world and take us interplanetary and bring us to the point where we will be so powerful on a universal / galactic level that we will be a force of good. Welcome to the neo-medieval era, folks. It's going to be a prosperous one if we make the right decisions. It's going to be a good, creative one with the glow up renaissance right around the corner if we act now to save ourselves and the poor souls that suffer. The banks are robbing you. The Canadian government is robbing you. And not only should, after demanding eating local, moving money around, divesting, moving to cooperative banks, going on strike and stop paying your mortgages and taxes and credit cards and debt and rent, you demand a new system. Make a new one based upon what works from capitalism, what works from communism, what works from the oligarchy, what works from whatever. Okay, what works? Make a new system with a new taxation, new financial, healthcare, legal. We are basing our legal principles off archaic, Romantic, and Napoleonic law. How outdated is that? And not only that, but the criminal justice system is nothing but a front to create criminals and to make people poor. It's to create more criminals and fund itself. So when you work as a police officer, when you work as a judge, or when you work as a clerk or whatever else in that system, half of your paycheck goes to feed, clothes, and house the people that are in jail, which including the toilet paper that wipes their butt, okay? But you are working to pay yourself, and it's a system that perpetuates itself, so you become a slave of the system yourself. Absolutely deluded with the fact that you are not racist, which you are not homophobic, which you are, and you act as if you own the country. We need a judicial system that actually makes laws that benefit Canadians. We need a legislative branch that is actually meant to benefit us, that is not deceived by evil and ruled by greed and gluttony and arrogance. Because the 7 deadly sins are everywhere. Canada, you're our fate. I don't want to go down with the ship. I have done what I needed to do to save everyone. I went to Yorkville and talked to the rich people, and let me tell you, y'all people are dumb. I'm talking about making your money valuable, and you're like, sorry, I'm busy. I'm with a friend. I'm talking about boob jobs. Yeah, this one lady was like showing a picture and talking about a boob and nose job, and I just turned around and said, hi, I would like to talk to you about backing our currency by gold. She's like, I'm sorry, I'm having dinner with my friends. I'm like, I'm talking about something more pertinent than someone's boob job. Like, seriously. And most of them were immigrants who apparently couldn't speak English. Anyways, Canada, you have an opportunity to become a global leader, the fiat currency, and a very rich and prosperous nation. Will you do it? Will you become it, or will you allow yourselves to be enslaved and killed by the global elite? Not only are the global elite not all human, they need to get the fuck off this planet and get the fuck out of here because they're alien. Bye-bye, aliens. Goodbye, elite. And here's another one. Bye-bye, elite. Hashtag bye-bye, elite. Bye-bye. Bye-bye, elite. Bye-bye, elite. They need to go. Our billionaires? That's easy. Just make them not able to access their investments. Oh, shite. That'd be a shite mess and Titan Biden. Because the people that survive are the people that get the bunkers underneath. Yeah, that's who survives. Not us. Not us poor working people who struggle to get by. Now, you are capable of changing your outcome. If we band together and stand up and defeat this outrageous evil or change it or do something to benefit us and the slaves, we can reconcile with this, we can talk about it, and we can understand it. We can move on. Because so many people want this torture to end. All the children are like, please make it stop. I don't like going to school. I hate it. Because, do you know what, people? You make your child a good person, not the school system. They make them stupid. How long does it take to indoctrinate a nation? 12 years. How long are we in school? I don't know. 12 years? Then you go to university, create a whole bunch of shite and debt that keeps you enslaved forever, and then on top of it, you get programmed to be a certain way, to act a certain way, to be yes, ma'am, always following rules. I saw this video of this guy wanding people at like a building or something with a banana, and people just lining up and saying, okay, sure. I would be like, what the fuck are you doing with the damn banana? Gonna poke me with it or something? Jeez Louise. And the people were like, yeah, just all, you know. So, Canada, I'm going to ask you again. Do you believe in the slavery of yourselves and others? And I'll give you a little tip. If you think that as an identity thief, scammer, or terrorist, if you think you're safe, that is being told to you as a lie. It is all of us, because the thing that is unsustainable is the child sex terrorism industry. It is unsustainable because, again, I'll say it, we can't be killing billions of babies per year and eating them for breakfast like useless food eaters. It's diabolical, and it makes us all cannibals. I'm going to leave you with that message, and I'm going to quickly ask you, do you believe in slavery? Time to move money around. Don't protest, my friends. Start demanding and start acting, because we need you, and you need you, your family needs you, and those souls that suffer need you. Again, this is for the souls that suffer, including the animals, God and our divinity, and what is ultimately right and righteous. God made us in their image with magic flowing through our veins, and we have to start becoming master builders, Lego movie reference, or else we all perish. So have a good day. Food for thought. Remember Canada, smallest population, biggest plot of land, no military. Start thinking. Back our currency in gold and every other currency with a commodity. That's where to start. Bye-bye.